Hey, y'all, welcome back to our senior camp virtual services. Today is day 5. It's Friday, and I'm Michelle, and I'm here with the Daryls.
I'm the other brother, Daryl.
My name's Dave.
So we've had a really good week going through our lessons together. Josh has been sharing, and we've had the opportunity to do some discussion and have a couple game nights. Tonight will be our last Zoom meeting where we'll discuss our studies again and have a little time to visit and chat. So before we get to our Bible study, I would like to ask the question of the day, and today it is, what is your absolute all-time favorite team competition?
Mine would have to be sponge dodgeball.
That's always a hit.
I'd probably have to say kickball with the breakfast food and all of the little pools.
Skunk ball?
Yeah.
That's been a while. We haven't played that in a while.
Or
That's
we
some
did.
old
Oh, we just
school.
did regular pools. The one with the regular pools.
Yeah.
Mine would probably have to be the one where we buried all the puzzle pieces under 6 tons of sand.
Yeah, well, Abby mentioned that one yesterday as one of her favorite Monday as one of her favorite camp memories. I'm not sure why that would be a favorite because it was pretty miserable, but
Yeah.
it was fun to watch.
It was fun once you were done.
And everyone who's gone to camp can now say they know how to bury a dead body.
Yeah.
Just kidding. So, join us tonight at 8 o'clock for our last live Zoom for Senior Camp 2020.
Well, good morning, guys. We made it. It is the last day of camp. So sad. The reason why my voice is so deep is because I figured in fashion with Camp Washington Bible study, we do it right after breakfast. So my nose is all clogged up and my throat is, just waking up. And so here I am. I am between my kitchen and my guest bedroom in the dining room. It's a pretty small house, so you get what you get. Anyways, today we are finally in 1 Samuel chapter 2. We made it all the way through chapter 1. So I'll go ahead and read the first 3 verses. And Hannah prayed and said, "My heart exults in the Lord. My horn is exalted in the Lord. My mouth derides my enemies because I rejoice in your salvation. There is none holy like the Lord, for there is none besides you. There is no rock like our God. Talk no more so very profoundly. Let not arrogance come from your mouth, for the Lord is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed." So if you remember going all the way back to day 1, we see that Elkanah has 2 wives. One of them has been barren for roughly 10 years. One of them has given him many children. And we see that there's a disagreement between the 2 wives. We don't know, maybe they were fighting about who was the better wife, because there's always some sort of jealousy and rivalry there when you have polygamy going on. And Elkanah, he's not doing a great job at being a husband. The fact that he took 2 wives is problematic. And the fact that he is favoring one over the other is problematic. And we see that Peninnah, the second wife, is actually provoking and bullying Hannah because she can't have children, and just how sad that is. And so Hannah reaches out to God, she cries out, she is broken, and she asks, "Is there any way that you could give me a child?" Eli, the priest, thinks that she's drunk because she's, out in the middle of, the field, probably, looking up towards heaven, moving her mouth, and no words are coming out. And so he says, "When are you going to put away your wine? Stop being drunk." And she says, probably with tears in her eyes, "I'm not drunk. Like, I'm praying. I'm so broken over this, and you think that I'm drunk." And so Eli says, "Oh man, I'm sorry. I messed up. Listen, I will pray for you too. You're going to have some kids. God will take care of you. Don't worry about it." She goes home. Her and her husband Elkanah tried to have a kid, and they do. In due time, she gives birth to a son. And she promises when she prays that she will give her son over to the ministry to either become a priest or a prophet or a judge. And Samuel does later on become a prophet and a judge, and he takes on some roles as a priest, but he never officially becomes a priest. But the prophet and judge are very important roles. And she gives Samuel over. She brings him up with some other sacrifices, because we learned that Samuel is a living sacrifice. He's actually being given over. His entire life through a covenant is being given over. And then we come to chapter 2. So Hannah's heart exalts in the Lord. She is just so excited at this point. God has fulfilled his promise. God has lifted the closing of her womb. She can now have children. Have you ever felt like you just want to praise God? Like something incredible happens? We talked about, the super low of when you are so devastated you can't even eat. And then have you ever felt an experience where, I don't know, you walk into a room and all your friends are there and you're just so excited, whether it's at youth group or church or your first day back to, real actual school. Well, maybe that's not that exciting. Or maybe you go to a birthday party or a friend's house and your friends are there and there's, good stuff going on. Maybe it's the middle of summer. Just think of like the best day you've ever had. And you go home and you're just exhausted. You lay your head on your pillow. You just give thanks to God because he gave you such an amazing day. How many times does that not happen? Where we have an incredible day or we get exactly what we want for Christmas. God delivers one of our prayers, however big or small, and we completely forget about him. Like how often does that happen? Have you ever been in a situation where maybe you lose your wallet or you lose your phone and you pray, God, like, please just help me find my phone. Just help me find my wallet. Help me find my, girls don't carry wallets, right? My clutch, is that what you call it? Help me find my clutch or my purse, right? And yeah, you find it and then you're like, okay, sweet, awesome, cool. I'm going to go to the store like I was planning to. I'm going to go out with my friends like I was planning to. And we completely forget to thank God to whom we prayed to find this thing, even though we found it. Or if you have just this incredible amount of joy and you're so excited, but we don't thank the one who gave us the joy, right? So we don't only rejoice in God. We don't only rejoice in the answers that he gives us and the good things that he gives us, but we also rejoice in his salvation. That's what Hannah says in verse 1. That is the greatest gift. The greatest gift that God could give us is salvation. The idea that God would reconcile himself with man to give us a personal relationship. We talked about in the beginning how when we see marriages, they should be between a man and a woman just by themselves, just one and one, because that's how a relationship with God is. And God's given us that gift, and so a relationship with him is the most important thing because it gives us salvation and it gives us such a fuller life. There's no one like God. That's why our relationship with him is so important. We can try to be holy. We can try to do the right things. We can try to bring our Bibles to church. We can memorize all the verses we want. We can sing all the songs we want. We can go to Camp Washington every single year for 100 years in a row. And still, we are nowhere near the holiness of God on our own merit. We can do all the right things, but God is just a different level of holiness. And he says that we should be holy because he is holy. Hannah says in verse 2, there's no one besides God. And she says there's no rock like our God. God alone is our rock. So if you know Camp Washington, if you've been there before, there is a giant rock in the middle of the field, right? And that thing must be a pain to mow around, just saying. But there's that huge rock there, right? And there's a plaque there, and I don't know what it says. I haven't been there this year. I think I read it last year, but I forgot already. I'm sorry. I apologize to whoever put that plaque there, that I didn't take the time to memorize it. But that rock is significant. You can't ignore it, right? You cannot ignore that rock. Like, if someone was mowing the lawn and they were just like, I'm just going to drive over this massive rock, they'd have a bad day. If you were driving your car through the field, which you're probably not supposed to do, and you hit that rock, you'd have a really bad day, right? You can't ignore that rock. You cannot ignore God. He is our rock. He keeps us grounded. He keeps us where we're supposed to be when times are stormy, when things get nasty. He holds us, He guides us, He shows us where to go. Lastly, the Lord is the only bearer of true knowledge. Who knew that Hannah would give birth? God did. Who knew the fate of Israel and where they were going, especially before and after Samuel? God did. Who had orchestrated a plan for his entire people? God did. God knows all these things. He plans all these things. He knows exactly what's happening. While man is trying to put together, pieces and bits here and there, we see prayers that are answered. We get little glimpses here or there, but God knows the end of the story, right? So it's been a little bit different this week. Speaking to a camera, without Zoom, without in-person meetings, it's been a little strange, but I've loved the Zoom meetings that Michelle has put together. They've been really awesome. It's just been a blessing to see you guys, to interact with you, to talk with you. It's been a pleasure. I really look forward to hopefully next year being able to see you all in person in whatever capacity. It's going to be awesome. Summer camp is actually where I got baptized, and it's where a lot of growth in my life happened, both from being a camper and from working at summer camp. So summer camps happening mean a lot to me. And I'm thankful for the work that Michelle and everyone else has put in. It's pretty cool. All right, that's it. I will see you guys tonight. It's Friday. Have an awesome day. Do something fun. I don't know. Go outside. It's supposed to be nice today, isn't it? Yeah, it is. All right. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon.